Chapter 30, The Weather and Russia. As I say, I find it hard to believe. It is crazy and none of us here knows what to make of it. The Russian government is known to be trying to change human behavior by external electronic influences. We do know that much, and we know that some kind of Russian transmitter is bombarding this country with extreme low-frequency radio waves. This is a quote by NBC's David Brinkley, 1981. In 1976, the United States received a special form of greetings from the Soviet Union. At that time, communications systems of the world in the 3-30 MHz band suddenly met interference from powerful Soviet transmitters which had just been activated. These transmitters continue their transmissions to this day. Estimates vary as to the power of these transmitters, but figures range as high as several hundred megawatts, but the average figure is 100 megawatts. These transmitters have been nicknamed woodpeckers because of the characteristic sound of the chirp signal when received. Several nations have protested about this, but the signals have still continued. The Soviet response was to add a spread spectrum capability, so that the transmitter did not dwell too long on one specific frequency, but shifted periodically to other frequencies. The transmitters have supposedly never been located by US intelligence, but their beams carry much of the characteristics of an over-the-horizon, OFF, radar. Hence they've been dubbed OFF radars. Soviet military power, Department of Defense, 1985. Page 45 shows the direction of it over the United States of the woodpecker radar beams. These woodpecker transmitters have many diverse functions. These include a conventional radar mode, as their beams follow the Earth's ionosphere waveguide and so they curve around the Earth. In this mode they can detect missile launches as well as strategic bombers taking off. They can also be used to biologically attack entire populations within a targeted area. Phase-locked ELF modulation signals to 10 Hz and less are often detected on multiple woodpecker frequencies simultaneously in a target area. This modulation will entrain a percentage of the brain into forced entrainment. Human brains are synchronized to the woodpecker signals so that multiple coherent frequencies are phase-locked into them, so multiple coherent EM channels go directly into these entrained brains that now exist. In addition, scalar EM disease patterns can be modulated upon the carriers. Specific biological effects can be induced in the entrained populace at will, limited only by the Soviet technology that is available. Possible induced effects include instant death, heart seizure, emotional disruption, loss of control of internal functions, diseases, disabling of the immune system and implantation of thoughts, emotions and ideas which are interpreted by target subjects as their own. In thousands of experiments, Kazanchiev demonstrated that almost any kind of cellular death and disease pattern could be electromagnetically transmitted. He reported the effects in the near-ultraviolet. Experiments at the University of Marburg in West Germany duplicated the experiments in the infrared. The introduction of this kind of technology set a trend in geoengineering and weather modification because it was revealed by Phil Schneider, reporting for the Waking Times in October 2015, that a report in 1978 of just under 750 pages showed how big the cover-up was of this type of technology. The document reads as follows: the federal government has been involved for over 30 years in a number of aspects of weather modification through activities of both the Congress and the executive branch. Since 1947, weather modification bills pertaining to research support, operations, policy studies, regulations, liabilities, activity reporting, establishment of panels and committees and international concerns have been introduced in the Congress. Geoengineering is sometimes referred to as chemtrails or cloud seeding. Many independent investigators and whistleblowers agree that the government is dumping large amounts of aluminium, strontium, barium and coal ash into the sky in attempts to manipulate the weather. This has been verified by numerous USDA studies. In an article published in an agricultural publication devoted to organic agriculture, it said that according to complaints we get, the pattern is still remaining as it did in the early 1960s, when a thunderstorm appears to the west or is just starting to build up. A plane will move in mysteriously out of nowhere and maybe fly once or twice along the leading edge of the thunderstorm, disappear, and the thunderstorm just practically dissipates. Recently, an article produced by the Tri-State Natural Weather Association showed that the following results were being catalogued. Cloud seeding has been responsible for the Great 5-Year Drought in the Northeast United States. Isolated sections in the Northeast have experienced 18 years of drought due to cloud seeding. Weather disturbances in the South Atlantic have been eliminated, and has reduced the East Coast's rainfall by 30%. Rain that's needed if agriculture is to be successful. The average dairy farmer on the East Coast, living in an area of cloud seeding, has averaged a net financial loss because of cloud seeding. Crop production losses in Franklin County, PA, alone have amounted to $50 million when effects of cloud seeding wear off. Cloudbursts occur, causing floods, destroying crops, buildings and drowning people and livestock. Seeding has been responsible for serious air pollution. Mental retardation and insanity are traceable to cloud seeding. Chemicals poisoning of all living matter is directly related to cloud seeding. Emphysema is 3 times higher in areas of heavy cloud seeding. Cancer is virulently out of proportion. Financial losses to agriculture and related industries run into the billions. Forest trees as well as cultivated orchards are dying from chemical reactions taking place in the air due to the addition of cloud seeding agents.